what I've been looking for. This is fucking bad.
What's up? The Earlverse is in the house. We're going to do a mini Earlverse tonight, a half hour. See where that leads us. I do look good, to be honest with you. A little unshaven. Sorry about that. Been trying a new skincare regimen. And I like it. 56. You got to stay maintained. But we'll do a baby Earlverse tonight. I'm going to try baby Earlverses right now. See if that cracks into the algorithm. It's called the hot sauce. We got some legends in the stream already. Dr. Nova and William Zoom. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I know I did. Ryan, another Earlverse legend in the house. We will be live watching the LA Kings, San Jose Sharks, which is about to start. I realize that Dr. Nova and William Zoom aren't exactly hockey buffs. So it's just on in the background. Yeah, the Avs are, there are some teams in hockey right now that are not doing well. I mean, the Avs aren't, they got something they got to get right. They're just not, something's off. The Rangers, if you believe the rumors, are looking to wheel and deal. Well, I disagree. I mean, Gorgiev he's the real deal, but he's not having a good year so far. I don't know what's wrong, but something's off with him and the whole team this year. I also think the Avalanche are starting to finally really miss Landeskog. I mean, that's a huge player, not on the lineup. So, I think the trade deadline this year will be buck wild. Of course, that's not until like March, so you got some time to deal with that. But and the Kings are, an interesting team. They're probably playing a little better than people thought. The Baltimore Skipjacks, fuck yeah. They were kind of a legendary minor league team. You should go to a game. It would change how you feel about hockey. Hockey, it's like Kiss. It's like you got to see it live. And a happy Thanksgiving week to you guys in the stream. The Kings playing tonight. They're playing the San Jose Sharks. You've got Macklin Celebrini, the #1 overall pick, playing tonight. You've got my good friend, Comedy Store favorite son, Carl Grunstrom, playing on the Sharks now. Of course, Adrian Kempe is a Comedy Store guy. The weird thing is I've taken a picture with, I think, 8 or 9 LA Kings. Literally all of them have been traded, but Adrian Kempe. So I'm the Grim Reaper. No, I'm going over to my sister's, who lives in the Hollywood Hills. She's a great cook. So that bird, she probably already got the bird on lockdown right now. Hit the like button if you can. So it'll be a nice mellow Thanksgiving for me. Nothing too wacky. My family's too spread out to get together. I got a brother in Hawaii, brother in Oregon, another sister in Washington State, and me and my second oldest sister are out here in California. So, we can't really get together all that often. Mud Sharks Unite, what up? We got some Dabbleverse people in here. That's fine. We're doing a mini Earlverse tonight, Mud Sharks Unite. I'm going to see how doing just a half hour does. Yeah, I saw Jordan doing a video. Didn't he use my picture? Did he use my picture I sent him? I don't think I'll watch it just because I'll get too sad. I really love Tawny. We had a very cool relationship, so I don't want to really be reminded of her not being with us anymore. But Jordan does amazing videos. I mean, perfectly edited music. Tawny was great. She, I think toward the end of her life, she was supposed to come over. I don't even know if we were going to do a podcast, but maybe go to lunch or dinner or something. And, it just never happened. So, she was quite a presence at the Comedy Store. Like, obviously, she was a little older. I think a couple of years older than me. So no one really knew who she was at the Comedy Store other than a select few. But even the people who didn't know who she was would be like, who the fuck is this? She just had a presence about her. I remember one night performing at the Comedy Store in the main room, and it was pretty full. Not quite sold out, but it was a good-sized room. And she walked in, and instantly you could tell, like, just the hair, the way she walked, and she was pretty special. And everyone loved meeting her, because even the younger people who didn't really know who she was, like on site, people would be like, hey, she, that's the girl from the Whitesnake videos and all that stuff, and people would get excited because everyone's seen those videos. So I know Jordan did her right. There's not too many bachelor party fans at the Comedy Store. That's, 1983. So most of the younger comics up there, which, it's definitely a younger comic club now. I'm one of the few older comics that gets work up there. She told me right before we started the podcast, I'll talk about anything you want, Earl, but OJ. So, because I believe, I don't know if Jordan covered this in the video, she was the mistress, one of them. I'm sure he had a whole bunch. So, it was alleged. Someone told me that, like, he would fly her out and she'd stay. This is how horny OJ was. He would put Tawny up the floor above where him and Nicole were staying. And, I don't know how they did it, but, and then I think there's an interview on YouTube that Robin Crosby, her first love, that's who I gave her the framed picture of. He talked about meeting OJ, I think, once, and like, yeah, this guy was a little off. OJ was very jealous. I fully believe that that's how the murders went down. I think he was stalking her, spying on her. I mean, can you imagine if she had an Instagram page back then, 94, 93? Like, he totally would have been stalking her on that. Um, and, he saw the candles. He looked in her window, saw the candles, and he knew that meant she was about to fuck someone. And that just sent him into a rage. And it might not have even been Ron Goldman. He might have literally just been returning the glasses to her. I mean, I'll guess it could have been Ron Goldman in terms of who she was about to, do whatever with, but um, could have been some other dude, and Ron Goldman just got like the worst luck just being a nice guy returning the glasses. Um, so yeah, I mean, I could, and Robin Crosby was not an easy guy to intimidate. They called him King, and 6'5". I don't know how much he weighed. Like, I'm talking his prime. Probably 190 pounds, but like, he was not a small man, and even he was scared of OJ. I'm the complete opposite of OJ, to be honest with you. I don't look at X's social media or anything. So because I've often, what will happen is what happened to OJ. If OJ just kind of stays on the street and looks right, he doesn't see the candles, he doesn't get pissed. But when you start digging into an ex's future or present, you're not going to find anything you like. I've often said this. I've got one Instagram account. I've got one Twitter. I don't have burner accounts. Um, so, I can't really spy on anyone if I wanted to, because they're going to see, oh, Earl looked at my story. Now, I do see some weird names on my stories that, they're definitely some burner accounts. I don't know whose they are, and I'll message them going, hey, do we know each other? And, I rarely get an answer. So, well, I think some people, if it was a bad breakup, you still harbor ill will toward them, or you're angry, or you're just a jealous person and you don't want to see your ex with anyone else. So I'm really about, at this point in my life, I only do things that make me feel good. So I know going on, I don't even go on Lois's mom's Instagram, Gail, and that's 4 exes ago. Now, obviously, we have a dog we take care of, so we just communicate via text. But you're just never going to find anything you like. Because when you break up with someone, both of you look better because you're fucking. I want to show my ex I look better than when we dated. And then you're going to see them looking better. You're going to see them in a picture with another dude or whatever, or another girl, if they're looking at your page. So, OJ was a rogue wild card. Well, yeah, I mean, William, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't, I think I feel the same way about you. I mean, I don't wish anyone from my past harm. I don't wish them, I don't make people pick sides, because, when someone dates me, they inherit my comedy friends. So, we go up to the Comedy Store, they become friends with Ryan O'Neal. They become friends with Don Barris and, Emily the Booker, and, because I'm really well liked at the Comedy Store. Maybe not even my comedy, but just me as in general. Like, when I roll up into the lot, people smile. Most of the people. So, I don't make them pick sides. Like, I don't go up to O'Neal or Barris or Emily or whoever and go, hey, don't like my ex, fuck them. You guys can go out to lunch for all I care. I don't want to hear about what you talked about. Just as when I see some people from my past, our mutual friends, I don't talk about whoever the ex was. I'm still friends with most of them. All of my exes are mutual friends. So, Well, I mean, you know, 25 years, 100% Zoom, 100%. Uh, Good point, SCVID. Well, I don't know. 25 years into comedy, not you're gonna have one or two enemies. I really only have two, and if I got into it, why I don't like those two, I think most people would take my side. So if you take out those two, um, you know, I really don't have any enemies. I mean, Leslie Jones doesn't like me, but like that's on her, man, because I've tried to make it right with her. Oh, AJS, yeah, pretty much those two and one roast battle comic. So that's pretty good. I mean, you figure since I started doing comedy seriously around 2000, maybe even 99, I've interacted with probably over 1,000 comics, maybe more, thousands of comics. Even when I went to Doylestown, Pennsylvania with Gail, when we first started dating, we did the Poco's Comedy Cabaret in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Probably spoke with 10 comics that night, and that's just one night. So, you figure the hundreds of weekends I've had doing comedy and different people I've met, I've met thousands of comics. So when you only really have three enemies, I'm pretty happy with that ratio because from day one of comedy, I've always tried to not have enemies and, um, just to be liked and low profile. But the older I've gotten, the more like I've become, yeah, I don't really like you. You're a piece of shit. I'm going to talk about it. How about Blues with the new coach? I mean, if you look at Boston, the last couple of years, they fired three Jack Adam award, coach of the year. I don't know. At some point, the problem not the coach. At some point, and I love Cam Neely, but it's Sweeney and Cam Neely's fault for putting up a team that I mean, you fired three coach of the years, not candidates, but three coach of the year winners. So, yeah, I've met Gabriel Iglesias. He's always been nice to me. I mean, I don't think he knows my name. I mean, one night, he's so popular. I met him in Schaumburg, Illinois. You'd think we would have met in Los Angeles, but I was opening up for Rob Schneider, and Rob's so popular on Saturday nights. Most comics do two shows, like a 7 and a 9. Um, and you have trouble filling those shows. Rob is so popular that we would do three shows. We would do like a 7, 9, and 11 show, and they'd all sell out. Gabriel's so popular, he did a fourth show that night, probably around midnight, 12:30, completely sold out. One show, just a one-off, hey, let's make some money, honey. And, talked to him in the green room a couple minutes. He was very nice. Of course, a lot of comics were nice to me when I was with Schneider because they want to be in with him or whatever. So, um, would you go back on with Brennan again or not since the time he stiffed you? Uh, yeah, I mean, it'd have to be the right topic. I mean, I don't really care about not getting bumped off of a Dabbleverse podcast. Um, I think Kevin wanted me on because of the Hinchcliffe thing. And really, I'm one of the few people that was qualified to talk about Tony because I've known him since he worked at fucking Starbucks, 15 years ago. So it was a real, like, I'm not going to go on and talk about, the Dabbleverse shit. Yeah, I mean, Gabriel's really nice. I've never really heard a bad word about him, but I have not met Julio Iglesias. Uh, yeah, no, I like Kevin. And Kevin's definitely the funniest person in the Dabbleverse. It ain't even close. But 10 more minutes, guys. We're experimenting tonight with a half-hour Earlverse. Um, so, um, The only thing I know about him is he is into old. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about him, but I keep to myself. If it doesn't concern me, I don't really delve into someone's likes and dislikes. Ari Jane. Do we have a fake Ari? Like I see, like I know enough about the Dabbleverse to know who Ari Jane is, but that's probably I'm gonna guess that's a fake Ari Jane. That's fine. I mean, I don't know who would want to be a fake Ari Jane in this day and age, but hey, I don't judge. Uh, I mean, not really. Because then if I talk about it, someone clips, Doom gave me. Oh, okay. Well, welcome aboard. It's nice to have a woman in the stream. We're only doing a half-hour stream here. I don't do these marathon 5-hour fucking affairs. Like I'm fascinated by that beef, but like Doom gave me the best compliment, and I don't even know if he was trying to compliment me, but he's like, Earl, I don't clip you because you talk about stuff no one's interested in, and most people would be offended by that. Like, fuck you, man. I was happy when he told me that because I know no one in that world wants to hear me talk about AEW or hockey or Kiss or, maybe some comedy store stories are um, of interest to people in the dabble land. But, that's why I talk about what I want to talk about because I know no one's going to snipe me. And that's why I don't go on the Dabbleverse shows anymore. Um, I think Ray called me last Friday night, or maybe it was Thursday. I don't know. A week ago, he's like, "Hey, do you want to come on?" I'm like, "Not even." No, because he's sniped a lot because people goof on him. So if I go on, then they're going to goof on me, and I'm not going to fight back. In terms of the online roasting and trolling. You want to say something to my face? Come to the Comedy Store. And not so I can fight you, but just, sack up. That's like when the guy heckled me at Hackamania. I said, hey, come on stage and say that. He got quiet real fast. And once again, I wasn't going to touch the fucking guy, but I'm like, let's see you say it to my face. Oh no, I mean, and listen, don't get me wrong. I know if I talked about it instead of 13 people in here, there would be probably 100 people in here, which would be great. I mean, the more people in here, the more possibility of making money in these streams would exist. But I don't do these streams to make money. I've said this before 1,000 times. I make my money doing actual work in Hollywood, voiceovers and whatnot. So these streams are really I don't know too many women who would say yam bag. I'm beginning to think this might be a fake Ari Jane. I tell you what, Ari Jane, if this is really you, send me a DM right now on Instagram. I know how the dabble world works. There's fake Rays, there's fake Chads. So off. Okay, good for you. So I don't. But I would go on MLC because I do respect Kevin as a comic. But it would have to be the right. I'm not going to talk about the Bob and Shuley and I mean, I watched all those clips today. I'm not going to lie. I'm not saying I'm not interested in listening about it, but I don't want to talk about it because it's just I don't know. I'm just not interested in it. So we've got 6 more minutes, guys. This is an experimental Earlverse, just a half hour. And we'll see what happens. And if it doesn't do that great, I'll do an hour plus one tomorrow. I'm experimenting. I've been putting out more shorts lately, and that has gotten me more subscribers. I mean, I'll be honest with you. These streams don't get me many new subscribers. So I don't know how to message on Instagram. Come on, whoever you are, AJ. Or Twitter. You can do it on Twitter. That's pretty easy. hit me. I don't know what is your Instagram? Dude, how many dog food companies does Katherine Heigl have? I don't know, me. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Um, so welcome. I go to let that starfish shine. I don't know exactly what that means. You guys speak in tongue. Hold on. P.S. All right, let's see. All right. I mean, this could be. All right, I'm sending you. What did I just DM you on Instagram with? Here we are. I just got a new fan from the stream. P.S. with Ari Jane. So there you go. I mean, what dog food? Me and Lois and Gail, we feed the baby Stella and Chewy's dog food, and a little Dr. Marty's. Of course, with Lois's cough, we've got to be careful about what she eats. I think she responds best to wet food. So 4 more minutes, guys. 4 more minutes. Thank you very much. Maybe quicker is better in the Earlverse, So, um, who knows? I mean, I've done some 2 and 3 hour streams. Well, Dr. Marty, she does like Dr. Marty. I don't know. It's kind of like 100%. Leave him wanting more. So, um, thoughts on the Rizzler going viral on AEW? I mean, listen, that was a really good match, to be honest with you. I mean, shout out to QT Marshall for really selling for Big AJ and the Kid. I don't know who they are still. I mean, someone said they do commercials or something for Costco. But when you're AEW, you've got to do whatever you can to get more followers. So I believe someone said that AEW and the Rizzler was the third most trended topic on Twitter of 2024 in regards to wrestling. So, listen, I mean, it was a fun match. If you watch it, if you had the ability to watch it, and it was on AEW 0 hour, so I think it's on YouTube. So it's a fun match, and QT Marshall's like a legit kick-ass wrestler. So I had a friend of mine say that made QT Marshall look weak, but QT Marshall doesn't really wrestle a lot in the main roster, so it's not like he's up for a title shot, or he's kind of like he's almost like like he trains wrestlers, so he's not really. I mean, he was the perfect guy to throw those people in there against. I mean, he sold when the kids speared him. Totally over the top sell, but it was fun. Like, I thought, man, that's going to be an awful match to sit through, and it was pretty fun. And I thought the AEW Full Gear overall it's about a B. That's a good grade for a pay-per-view usually. There really wasn't a bad match, to be honest with you, in the on the card. I mean, like when Jack Perry and Daniel Garcia was the worst match, and that was a very good match. That's a good pay-per-view. So I mean, AEW, they do tend to do pay-per-views better than the WWE. I know. That's why I don't want to meet. I've become friends on Instagram with MVP. So if you're familiar with wrestling, and I since most of you are not, but MVP is a great heel. He is just coming over to AEW from WWE, and he's brought Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley with him. That's their stable, the Hurt Syndicate. And he's so fucking nice. And I told him, last message I sent him was, dude, you're too nice. Say something mean to me. I can't play your heel image now. So what up, Ross? Yeah, unfortunately for you, Ross, we're experimenting in the Earlverse with a short stream. And we are at the stream limit. The goal limit was to do a half-hour stream. So we're going to end it here. I want you guys to want more. Now, we'll see what the numbers are like for this stream, and hopefully you liked it. And then, you know, if the numbers are worse, then we'll just go back to the hour streams. And, you know, if they're better, we'll just do half-hour streams. Who knows? This has been the Earlverse Monday Night Raw. Earl Skakel over and out.